We are now joined by a pro MMA fighter with a 5-3 record, coming off 2 wins, and now currently fighting for UAE Warriors and is set to face off versus Manon Fiorot on July 31st in Abu Dhabi. Welcome to Hot Sauce Sports, Corinne, Laframboise. How's it going?
Hi, how are you? I'm good, Terry. You?
I'm very good. Thanks for taking the time. I know for us it's early. For you, you're at 4 o'clock in Abu Dhabi right now. But I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I've followed your Instagram account. It's been a couple of weeks now, and I just love your positive attitude. So I'm like, let me see if she wants to come on the show, and it's and then I was doing.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I mean, I love the content you put out. And then I was doing a show with his name is Andy, and he does Beyond the Fight, and he's like, oh, I had Corinne on, and she's awesome and stuff. So everybody I speak to always has good things to say about you.
Andrew, right?
That's it.
Yeah, he's. I had the chance to talk a bit with him, me and my big French accent, but and really nice. Yes.
So right now you're in Abu Dhabi. Have you started your weight cut? What are you weighing at now? How's it working?
Not. We didn't start the weight cut yet. I was a little bit nervous because the last time I went in Abu Dhabi, I fought at 135. So my regular weight is 142. Like I walk at 142, 143. And now I fight in my category, so 125. So I take a bit of advance before to take the plane and to see how it goes with the water retention and the jet lag, and how it's gonna go with the COVID quarantine, and the access at the gym is reduced. So my weight is good. my weight was I dropped the weight before, so I'm all good to start the weight cut, the dehydration, but on Wednesday only.
Okay, good.
That's an answer, huh?
That's it. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's perfect because some people start their weight cut a lot earlier. You're starting it Wednesday. You're fighting Friday, right? So for you, it's perfect. You have 2 days of just not drinking water, sweating and working out, and that's it.
Exact.
So
I'm not gonna eat cake or carbs, but the big job is done. So I just need to do the dehydration. We have 8 pounds to dehydrate, which is really good. Yeah. So no, all good for the weight.
So you're not gonna eat cake, but do you give yourself a cheat meal before the fight or after the fight?
No, I didn't have a cheat meal since a month and a couple of weeks. So I can wait for the cheat meal. It's gonna be after the fight, though. I don't want to to be outside of the regular food that I eat before the fight. So after the fight, I'm gonna have a cheat meal for sure.
What's your usual meal of choice? Your first meal after your fights?
It look weird, but bread. Oh my god, I can eat peanut butter toast. I can eat a hamburger with bread. So bread, watch out after my fight.
You have another fight versus bread. You're gonna win that one.
Yeah.
So you're set to fight Manon Fiorot. What do we know about her?
Manon Fiorot, she's a good striker. Yes, I think she won the. There's a competition, EMMA in Europe. So she won that kind of amateur competition, and she also won the EFC. It's a TV show that they do, and she's a good striker from karate. So I expect her to have a lot of weird kicks, and so it's gonna be funny. Not funny, but it's gonna be a nice opponent, a great opponent to have.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, anytime you have the chance to fight. So you're 5-3 right now. You're coming off of 2 wins. Take me through the ups and downs of your starting your career. I mean, you're very fresh, right? So for you, people look at losses. It's not like boxing. In boxing, you can have 2 losses and your career's pretty much over. But in MMA, sorry, what did you say? You corrected me?
You can start in boxing, you cannot have a lot of loss.
Exactly.
But for sure, in MMA neither. It's not really nice to have a lot of loss, but I give myself a chance a bit because I don't have. I don't want to give excuse, but I don't have any background in amateur, so
exactly.
It takes up and down to start on a good way, I think. But no, I start my career with it was a one win, one loss, one win, one loss, and now I'm on 2 consecutive big win, and I just want to continue like this. So I think I have more tools that I have and how to bring that all together and to perform like as best as I do or as I give in the gym. So now I'm on a good way, and the mental is there already. I love what I'm doing, and I can't wait for that fight.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I was saying, is that in boxing it's like it's a lot harder. In MMA you can have your ups and downs and then you'll be fine after. You just need to learn your path. And right now I feel like you're right now you're kind of coasting, and you'll do fine. You'll do great things. It happens a lot. I mean, there's plenty of fighters, if we look at UFC, if we look at Bellator, wherever, that they have like 3 or 4 losses their first fight. Aaron Pico is a good example. Aaron Pico is in Bellator. He's probably considered one of the best fighters in the world, but he has like 4 losses. You know what I mean? And he's very young in his career. So it reminds me of that. And it's like when people look, oh, but they're 7-3 or they're 7-4. Well, when did those 4 losses come? And for you, it came while you were learning because you didn't have that much of an amateur background.
Yeah, that exactly. So my example, like my second fight, I don't know if you know Lindsay Garbat.
Yeah.
Like a good. That was my second fight at all. So she had a bunch of fight in boxing, big background in MMA, and I never say no to a fight because I always like want to improve and want to be better. So that didn't go as I wish, clearly, but like by just saying yes to a fight, you just go out of your comfort zone and you just improve really faster. I think that's my philosophy.
For sure. I mean, I can agree 100%. And you're taking a fight, and because you wanted to fight, and you're coming off a win also. So it's like you're trying to get back in there. You want to get back in there as fast as possible to continue getting those successes. And you're gonna have to take fights. And the thing about women's MMA is that yes, right now it's on fire. Like everybody, like there's a lot of women fighting, but it's also hard to get fights. You know, especially locally.
Local for sure, especially this time. Like there was a TKO. TKO was there, and now they just disappear.
Yeah.
And New Era, I had the chance to fight for them in Quebec in front of my people. That's always like that's a pleasure. And now they are standby for a moment. So local in Quebec, there's not a lot of things to do for the moment. And now with the COVID, most of the organizations stopped the fight, and I'm just more than spoiled and grateful. Like how you say that?
Yeah, grateful.
I appreciate a lot to be able to fight in Abu Dhabi. Like it's an honor to be there, and I'm grateful for it. So
I didn't mention your in the intro. I didn't mention that you're a world champion in jiu-jitsu as well. You won the world no gi, right?
I won the world in gi 2016 in Abu Dhabi. Yes. Okay. And I won the world no gi last December in Anaheim. Yes, also. Nice. And champ in New York too.
Nice.
Yes.
So I do jiu-jitsu as well. I've been doing it for 11 years. Never won any world championships. Far from it. I first started doing jiu-jitsu under Lee Villeneuve. I know you know him very well. And,
I know Lee Villeneuve. I start with him too. Yes.
Lee is a very interesting person. I remember my first ever jiu-jitsu class. I puked after the warm-ups because Lee Villeneuve is a monster. So I wanted to ask you, one, have you ever puked during a warm-up for Lee Villeneuve's warm-up? Highly doubtful.
I guess he's taking more easy, maybe because I'm 100 pounds smaller than him. Maybe. but no, almost, but no, I was lucky, or I have a good cardio. There's something.
Yeah, it's because you're not
But
fat. You're not fat like me. I was completely out of shape back then. I still am, but
relative. It's
so if you had to pick, if you were able to do jiu-jitsu or MMA, you had to pick one. What would it be? Full time as a fighter. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good question. This I will answer as a politician. So I start with jiu-jitsu. I really love that sport. Like I compete a lot in that sport. That give me adrenaline, but the adrenaline that the MMA fight bring me, oof, my God, I don't know if I can trade this for another. But I guess like MMA for a long time, and after that I can compete in jiu-jitsu, or I still competing during my MMA career. After that I will compete in jiu-jitsu, and there is no punch in the face, so it's a bit more relaxed, or more less.
Maybe your ankle hurts, maybe your back hurts, maybe your neck hurts a little bit, but you're fine, right?
But you're okay. Like
I don't know. I love jiu-jitsu. If I can do it full time, I mean, I'm not a guy who competed a lot, so, but if I was able to do it full time, I would have. I love jiu-jitsu. It's the best.
That's I love jiu-jitsu too.
When I
Gi, no gi. Yeah,
exactly.
Sorry.
I prefer no gi. I mean, I like the gi too, but I prefer no gi. I don't know about you. I feel like you have a lot more less room for error, I'll say, because in a gi you can grab and things like that. In no gi, sometimes towards the end of the round you're getting slippery. You got to everything's got to stay tight. You got to get your sweeps down properly. If you're gonna go for an armbar or whatever, you got to make sure that you're not slipping. Your technique is on perfectly. Where gi, you can get away with a lazy technique, and that's why I like no gi a little bit better. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but for sure with the MMA career I do more. Most of my training in BGG are in no-gi. We adjust to the MMA too, but I still continue to do gi, because it's interesting. Like to the base start by with the gi. So I still continue both, but I have a little preference for no-gi.
I find it's different too, especially in the summer. You go to the gym, you're in your shorts, your flip flops, your t-shirt. You go on the mats, you train, you shower, you leave. It's where with a gi, you got to go in the locker room, change, talk to the guys, talk to the girls, whoever it is, and it's just more relaxed with a no gi. I find it has that more of like how do you say, like that more California vibe. It's like it's chill, a no gi, but I feel like with gi, it's more of traditional and.
Martial art.
Yeah, it's more.
The techniques and it's I know what you mean by saying that. Yes.
So so you started MMA. When was your first fight? The actual first date of your fight?
My first fight was 3 years ago, 2017 in Germany.
In Germany.
Yeah, I started with. Yes, we love MMA in Germany. I fought against. Because we tried to find. I was supposed to fight in Hybrid, an organization didn't stay like too long, but I was supposed to start there. And at the weigh-in, they told me that my opponent cannot fight, and I was disappointed. That was supposed to be my first fight, and after that we tried to find another fight in Canada. In Quebec, there was no TKO at the beginning or at this time, and in Canada it was complicated to find a girl who want to fight me. I'm 0-0, no amateur, and I just have the record of a lot of like gold medal, world champ, blah blah blah. So that's, I guess it scared a couple of women, girl.
That's
so
crazy.
We went in Germany by the friend of Fabio, had a contact with We Love MMA, and I catch a good kickboxing girl. She is world champ in Dutch kickboxing, or kickboxing, or for sure kickboxing, because The game plan was, okay, my coach told me, okay, let's box a bit at the beginning, and after, boom, we shoot and we go on the ground. Okay, I'm going there with just my self-confidence that I'm good in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I'm gonna make it, no problem. So, first round, okay, let's box. Pow, 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 pow.
Right.
Man, ooh, she punched hard. Okay, he said 2 bucks. Let's box. Pow, 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 pow. I hit him like too much time. Shoot, boom, go on the ground. Finish at the first round by armbar, and a chance that I finished that like 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the 2 minutes something of the first round, because man, she punched that hard that my jaw was broken. We noticed like only at the after the adrenaline goes down. So I was like, hey, Fabio, my jaw hurts. Like, it hurts. He said, hey, girl, now you're in the pain business. So I was like, okay, I'm in the pain business. So it's just like 3 days after when we went back in Montreal. I'm dental hygienist too. So at the clinic, I told my boss, I said, that hurt my jaw like a bit right there. And she said, okay, let's pass a X-ray to see. And there was a straight fracture of the jaw. And I said, that hurts here too. So double fracture of the jaw. And I remember like when I just went up and put my hands from my wind, I feel like I have a space in between the tooth. I was like, oh, what there's the tooth who's broken or moves, but it was the piece of the jaw who moved a little bit. And at this time I had like shell of a orthodontic treatment. I put shell, so that's how it started to fix. Like, so 3 days after that, when we came back in Montreal and we noticed the failure, so it started to heal already. But that was my first experience. And a chance that I win, because a broken jaw, like maybe it's like, I don't know, but what I when I talk about this first fight, I always have a great attitude because of the win was so quick, so good, so like the feeling of winning by submission for my first fight was more than the double fracture of the jaw. But,
for sure.
That makes something to count when I talk to you on a podcast.
So you're lucky that you work at a dental office where you can do your X-rays right away quickly.
Yeah. Or I probably went to go at the hospital or something because I look like a squirrel when I came back.
That's too funny, and it didn't shy you away. You continue doing it, and now you're having a great career. So you mentioned Fabio Olanda. Is he with you right now, or are you alone right now in Abu Dhabi, and is he going to meet you there later?
No, he's with me in Abu Dhabi. Yes, we have separate rooms, so he's not in the room with me. But that's the coach that I bring all the time. Like he's a good. He have a good experience for sure. He was like the coach of Patrick Côté. Mm-hmm. He was he used to coach Georges Saint-Pierre. Mm-hmm. He's coaching now Charles Jourdain, and he have a lot of experience. So. Good.
You guys are building a good team. I mentioned Charles Jourdain because I watched that kid train from when he was like 17 years old. He used to train with one of a black belt from Gracie Barra with us, Louis-Philippe Gauthier, and and he I remember he brought him to the gym once, and after the class they were doing like rounds and stuff and training, and I was looking at him and his little brother, and I'm like, these kids are fucking good, like they're really good. And then I saw him fighting in TKO. I'm like, this kid's really good, you know. And then I saw him in the UFC. He lost his first fight, but still, it was still a great. He fought a really tough fighter, and I remember.
And it was how you call that? Just because I want to say it, it doesn't go. But the last moment, like I think short notice. Yeah. 2 weeks before, and it was not his weight class. So he just agreed because he was ready to do it, and he's a fighter. He's a real fighter. Both of them.
And Charles, he has something special. I see it, and like I was saying before, I mean, you guys are building a good team there, and it doesn't necessarily mean. I mean, a lot of people think that you have to go to a big camp or you have to go to, like, if you come to Montreal, you have to go to TriStar. TriStar is great, but what you guys are doing at BTT Canada is awesome too. Fabio has been in the game for a really long time, and Fabio knows he's trained the best. And Patrick Cote, man, he was one win away from being the UFC champion. You know what I mean? So it's like, what you guys have, and it's like I always tell people, if they wanted to start MMA or whatever it is that you can go anywhere. Basically, it's, you have to have the drive. And if you go to the bigger schools, if you go to Jackson Winklejohn, TriStar, you go wherever, you're gonna get swallowed by all the big names. Where you'd rather go somewhere where you're gonna be a focal point, you know. And I think that Charles Jourdain made a good choice, and so did you, made a good choice to stick with people, somebody you know and somebody you trust.
I totally agree, and it's more like a family. Like it's Fabio always have a mentality like, if you want to do mixed martial art, you need to know martial arts. So you need to know boxing at the boxing gym. You need to know like jiu-jitsu at the jiu-jitsu gym. You do Muay Thai in the Muay Thai gym. So all separate, and instead of going like doing mixed martial art, it's like fast food. You do everything at the same time. So but it's different. You need to agree with the mentality, and that I love that mentality. So I do like my boxing in the boxing gym, my jiu-jitsu at BTT, my wrestling at the wrestling club, Montreal Wrestling Club.
Nice. Okay.
So great. So
where do you do your boxing?
The boxing, I used to go in with Howard Grant and Otis Grant in the West Island.
Yeah.
And since I moved back on the South Shore of Montreal, like it took me 1 hour, 30 minutes when there was not a lot of traffic to go, and I need to go back. So for this time, for this training camp, I did my boxing at Donnybrook with Jan Mikkelop.
Okay, yeah.
Donnybrook, he had Shaquille Finn, yeah, over there. Yeah. And we have Yang used to coach Fabio when Fabio used to fight. So nice. I learned a couple of different technique, and I can't wait to make it happen on the 31st. So let's
Shaquille Finn is another. He was one of our first guests because we know each other personally, and Shaquille's a great guy, man. I love that guy, and I
really love humble, like, and a machine.
Oh yeah, big time. So women's MMA, we spoke a little about it before, and it's on its rise. If you had to pick one, who's your favorite? I'll start with this. Who's your favorite women fighter of all time? Maybe current, maybe not current. So I'll ask you that. Who's the one fighter you look at, you're like, that's the one?
Hey, I'm boring with that. I don't have a favorite fighter.
Well, somebody that you look at, you're like, that she's fucking, like, she's unreal.
But I'm always impressed by Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So the focus, the mindset, the phenomenon. So that's impressive. She's mean, and like, the cardio is there. She kicks. And I met her like in the at ATT when I went a couple of times with Valérie Letourneau, one of my friends, and she trained there, and she's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
So that
Joanna Jędrzejczyk is probably she's up there. You can't ignore. I mean, I know she's had a couple losses, and that fight against Weili Zhang was crazy. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The face, like, all messed up at the end. That was the fight. A lot of people talk about that as a fight of the year, and I believe that, man. Those two girls was a war. Yeah.
I remember I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she's like, what's going on? She's like, and my girlfriend, she's not a fighter, but she's tough, but she's looking, she's like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, she couldn't look, and Joanna just kept on going, and then you saw the next couple of days, her face was all purple because all the blood was coming down. I felt so bad, but Joanna's a tough fighter, man. I would pick her too. You guys are in the same weight class too, so maybe eventually something will happen there.
Yeah, she moved on the 125. She used to fight at the 115. I did 115 once and it didn't happen. Ain't gonna happen either. But the 125, we can match up one day.
Hopefully, eventually.
No.
So one fight that you would want to have, if you had to pick your fight tomorrow, anybody in the world, who would it be?
Anybody in the world?
Yeah, after Manon. We'll say that after Manon.
Yeah, first thing first, I'm going to take the 31st. And after that, I will go with the flow. Let's see what's the opportunity are, and let's see. I really want to go in the UFC, and I will go. I don't know when, and I don't know how, but that's my main goal, and that's where I'm going. So let's see who I'm gonna fight. Hopefully in the UFC with my big win of the 31st. So let's see how it goes.
Actually, you just reminded me. So you guys are fighting in Abu Dhabi, but are you fighting? You're not fighting on the island, on the fight island. You're fighting, I guess, in another arena.
No, we fighting at Mumbala Stadium, or it's the Jiu-Jitsu stadium that they made.
Yes, okay. It's beautiful.
Yes, yeah, it's beautiful. Everything is beautiful here. Everything is beautiful, like the architecture, and I repeat maybe, but they have a lot of money over there, so everything is just wow, when they like all clean. And I don't know if you can see. Let's do it. If you can see, there's a park.
Looks like
can we see?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it looks like a golf
park. Where you can train outside. When we're gonna have the result? Because now I'm still on quarantine, waiting for the result of the third test COVID, and in that way we are able to go at the gym and go outside and go at the pool and move a little bit more. But now it's been 2 days that we are in the hotel room, waiting for the COVID test.
You don't have to.
But they did it. Sorry.
You don't have to wait that long, so it's probably 2 days you have to stay in your room, and then after they'll let you go out and stuff.
Because we passed the COVID test in Montreal 2 days before to take the plane, so negative, no problem. We take the plane. We arrive in Dubai airport. We pass another COVID test. They escort us to Abu Dhabi, and we stay in the hotel room. There's somebody who came here and passed another COVID test. So we are waiting for the result of the third COVID test to see if everything is good, and everything will be good. And after that we can play. So after that we can go at the gym or do something, because really nice to have a nice hotel room. But now, okay, let's go.
You got to get back. You got to get back to business. You got to take on a tough opponent. So I appreciate you taking the time, Corinne. I mean, that was awesome. Like I said, I love talking to you. I love watching you online. You're awesome. You're one of the most positive people I've ever seen. For everybody,
it was a pleasure.
For everybody out there that hasn't followed her yet, it's Corinne Laframboise on Instagram, and I guess on Twitter as well. So good luck. I don't think you'll need it. I think you'll win. We're rooting for you here. And when you come back,
you need to say merde in French. So.
So good luck. Good luck, Corinne. I appreciate it.
Perfect. It was a pleasure to talk to you. We have a little delay, but it was a pleasure to talk to you. Really nice, and can't wait to see the podcast.
Perfect. Thank you, Corinne.